So if you've ever been to hospital to visit a friend who's like very, very sick, and you've gone there to pray for them, to encourage them, but what happens in the end is that they encourage you instead. That happens a lot, actually. Well, that's what Paul is trying to do to the Philippians when he says, so you too should rejoice. You should be glad together with me. That is, he's encouraging them despite his own suffering, despite the fact that he might die. And he says this in the previous verse when he says, even if I'm being poured out as a drink offering, it means that he might be executed for the gospel. But then he says, so you too should be glad and rejoice with me. Meaning he's not asking for sympathy, but rather he's telling them to look at the bigger picture. God is using his circumstance to give glory to Jesus. That this gospel is worth suffering for, and that ultimately, this gospel will free us from the eternal suffering that comes through the salvation of the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's a challenge, isn't it? To help people to rejoice in the gospel, not just when things go well, but even when they see us suffering. So Paul says, so you too should rejoice and be glad together with me.